Welcome back to the channel Rare Coins Collections. If you're a coin enthusiast or just someone who loves discovering hidden treasures, you're in for a real treat today. We're going to explore a coin that could be worth a lot more than you'd think. I'm talking about the 1977 United States 1-cent coin. You may have one of these lying around in your change jar, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why it could be worth thousands of dollars. The 1977 penny might seem like just another coin from the 1970s, but there's more to this little cent than meets the eye. To understand why this coin is so valuable, let's start by looking back at the historical context of the time it was minted. The 1970s were a period of economic and political change in the U.S. It was a time when the country was dealing with inflation, a shift in the job market, and the fallout from the Vietnam War. It was also the decade when the U.S. Mint was facing some major challenges in terms of coin production. Up until the early 1970s, the U.S. government had been using coins made from copper and silver. However, due to rising metal costs and a need to conserve valuable resources, the U.S. Mint began experimenting with different compositions for coins. In 1977, pennies were still being struck from a copper-plated zinc composition, a metal blend that would become standard for most pennies from that era. However, what makes the 1977 penny stand out is its unusual scarcity in top quality, uncirculated condition. One of the first things collectors look for in coins from this era is the condition. Most of the 1977 pennies were used for everyday transactions, meaning they circulated widely and have been worn down over the years. Coins that were exposed to years of handling, rubbing together in pockets, and spending in stores often show significant wear, such as scratches, discoloration, and flat details. Because of this, finding a 1977 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition is quite rare. But here's where things get even more interesting. The 1977 penny isn't just a standard coin. Over the years, collectors have found that some 1977 pennies were produced with subtle errors or variations, making them even more valuable. Minting errors, like off-center strikes, doubled dies, or other production flaws, are often a collector's dream. A coin that was made with a mistake during the minting process can sometimes be worth far more than a perfectly struck coin, and error coins are some of the most valuable types of coins in the market today. So, how do these errors affect the 1977 penny's value? For example, a double die error means that the coin was struck with the same design more than once, causing a slight overlap or doubling of the image. This type of error gives the coin a unique look, making it highly desirable for collectors who seek out rare and one-of-a-kind pieces. Other errors, such as off-center strikes, can also make the coin stand out and drastically increase its value. But even without minting errors, the 1977 penny can still be worth a lot, especially if it's in uncirculated condition. While most of the pennies from 1977 have little value beyond their face value of 1 cent, a well-preserved 1977 penny can fetch a pretty penny, pun intended, at auction. The demand for uncirculated or high-quality coins has skyrocketed in recent years as more and more people realize that these small, seemingly insignificant coins can be worth far more than expected. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Just how much can a 1977 penny be worth? If you happen to come across a 1977 penny in excellent condition, or better yet, one with a minting error, you could be sitting on a gold mine. Believe it or not, this penny could be worth an astounding $25,000. Yes, you've heard that right, $25,000 for a single 1977 penny. Of course, it's important to note that not every 1977 penny will fetch that kind of price. The coin's value is largely determined by its condition and any unique features it may have. A penny in worn, circulated condition will likely only be worth a small premium over its face value, but a coin in pristine condition with a minting error could be worth thousands of dollars. That's why it's so important to carefully inspect your pennies before assuming they're just loose change. If you're not sure whether you have a valuable 1977 penny, here's a quick checklist. First, check for any mint marks. The 1977 pennies were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, so look for a small D mint mark on the reverse side of the coin. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint do not have a mint mark. Next, inspect the coin's condition. Look for signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration. If the coin looks like it's barely been touched, you might have a rare find. And of course, if you think the coin might have a minting error, it's always a good idea to have it appraised by a professional coin dealer or numismatist. In conclusion, while the 1977 penny may seem like just another coin from the 1970s, it has the potential to be a valuable collector's item, especially if it's in pristine condition or features a rare minting error. Whether it's a doubled die or an off-center strike, these unique features can make a 1977 penny worth a lot more than you'd expect. So, before you toss that penny in your pocket or spend it without thinking, take a moment to check it out. You never know, you could be holding a rare coin worth $25,000. Today, I'm going to introduce you to a coin that's more than just a 1-cent piece. It's a potential treasure hiding in plain sight. We're talking about the 1976 United States 1-cent coin. At first glance, it might seem like any other penny, but you might be surprised to learn just how much this little coin is worth. Stick with me as we dive into the history, design, and value of the 1976 penny. By the end of this video, you might just be checking your coin collection or your change jar for this hidden gem. Let's start by setting the stage. The year 1976 was one of great significance in American history. It marked the bicentennial anniversary of the United States, our 200th birthday. To celebrate this monumental occasion, the U.S. Mint released a special series of coins, including the 1976 quarter, half dollar, and even a special dollar coin, all featuring redesigned imagery. But while the bicentennial coins got most of the attention, the 1976 penny also deserves its moment in the spotlight. The 1976 penny was minted just like the other years of the 1970s, made from a copper-plated zinc composition. However, the real significance of this particular penny comes down to a combination of factors, from its design to the minting process. The 1976 penny features the classic design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, along with the familiar E pluribus unum and In God We Trust inscriptions. These symbols have been a hallmark of the U.S. penny for over a century. But what makes this particular penny so valuable, you ask? Well, it's a combination of rarity, condition, and sometimes minting errors. While most 1976 pennies were produced and circulated heavily, making them fairly easy to find in common condition, there are still some rare and exceptional examples out there. What collectors are really after are the 1976 pennies that are in pristine, uncirculated condition, those that look like they just came out of the U.S. Mint. Coins like these are far more valuable than those that show signs of wear and age. If you've ever looked at a penny under a magnifying glass, you know that the smallest details can make a huge difference in determining its value. A penny that's been through years of handling, stored in wallets, or dropped on the floor, often has scratches, discoloration, and worn-out details. On the other hand, a 1976 penny that has been carefully preserved, kept in a protective case, and stored away from wear and tear, is a rare find. The better the condition, the higher the value. But that's not the only reason why a 1976 penny could be worth a lot more than 1 cent. As with many other coins, some of the most valuable 1976 pennies feature minting errors. These can range from minor imperfections to major mistakes, such as off-center strikes, double strikes, or even missing details. Minting errors are highly sought after by collectors because they're unique and can drastically increase the coin's value. For example, imagine you found a 1976 penny with a double die error. This means that the design was struck more than once, causing certain parts of the image to appear blurry or doubled. It might sound like a small mistake, but in the world of coin collecting, it's a big deal. Error coins like this are incredibly rare, and collectors will pay top dollar for them. So, it's always worth examining your 1976 pennies closely to see if you have a rare error on your hands. But, even without a minting error, a 1976 penny in uncirculated condition is still a highly desirable coin. Many of these pennies were mass-produced and circulated, so finding one that has avoided wear and tear over the years can be like striking gold. In fact, coins like this have become increasingly sought after, especially as more and more collectors are looking for the best examples of vintage US currency. Now, you're probably wondering just how much a 1976 penny could be worth if it's in excellent condition, or better yet, if it has a rare minting error. The value of these coins can range, but a 1976 penny in mint condition or with an error could fetch a staggering $27,000. Yes, you heard that right, $27,000 for a single penny. Of course, it's important to remember that not every 1976 penny will be worth this amount. The price depends on a variety of factors, including the coin's condition, its rarity, and whether or not it has any minting errors. But if you happen to have a 1976 penny that looks like it's in pristine condition, or if you've come across one with a minting error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. It's worth checking your collection to see if you've got one of these valuable coins. So, how can you tell if your 1976 penny is a valuable find? First, take a close look at the coin's condition. If it's been handled a lot and shows signs of wear, it's probably not worth much more than its face value. But if it's in mint condition with no scratches, discoloration, or signs of wear, it could be worth a lot more. Look for any signs of minting errors, such as double images or off-center strikes. And don't forget to check the mint mark. Mint mark means the coin was minted in Denver, while coins minted in Philadelphia have no mint mark. If you suspect your penny might have a rare minting error or you're unsure of its condition, it's always a good idea to take it to a professional coin dealer or numismatist for evaluation. They can help you determine if your penny is truly a rare find and give you an estimate of its value in the current market. In conclusion, while the 1976 penny might seem like just another common coin, it has the potential to be a rare and valuable collector's item. A well-preserved penny from this year, or one with a minting error, could be worth $27,000. So, before you toss that penny into your change jar or spend it at the store, take a moment to inspect it. You never know, you might have a treasure worth a small fortune. Today, I have an exciting discovery for you. We're going to be diving into a coin that may look ordinary at first glance but has the potential to be worth thousands of dollars. If you've ever come across a 1975 United States 1-cent coin, then you're in for a surprise. You might just be holding a rare and valuable piece of history. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this penny could be worth way more than just 1 cent, so stay tuned. The year 1975 may seem like a distant memory for some, but it holds significance in the world of coin collecting. It was a time when the United States was undergoing major changes in its economy, politics, and culture. The 1970s were also a pivotal decade for the U.S. Mint, which was adjusting to rising costs and changes in coin production. It was during this era that the U.S. government began experimenting with new coin compositions, as well as adjusting minting techniques. The 1975 penny is part of the regular issue for that year, featuring the traditional design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The coin was minted using a copper-plated zinc composition, which was the standard for pennies at the time. But there's something special about the 1975 penny that makes it stand out to collectors and investors alike. Let me explain why. For most collectors, the key factor in determining a coin's value is its condition. And when it comes to the 1975 penny, finding one in excellent or uncirculated condition is quite rare. Many of these pennies were widely circulated and used in everyday transactions, which means they've likely suffered from wear and tear over the years. A penny that has been in circulation for nearly half a century might have scratches, discoloration, and worn-out details. But here's the thing, coins that remain in mint condition are a different story. A penny that's barely been touched, with sharp, crisp details, and no signs of wear is a rare find. These coins, often stored in protective cases or carefully preserved, are much more valuable than their worn counterparts. The demand for uncirculated or high-quality examples of the 1975 penny has risen in recent years, as more collectors seek out the best examples of U.S. currency from the 1970s. However, it's not just the condition that makes this coin so valuable. Over the years, some 1975 pennies have been found with minting errors, which is another factor that can make them worth a small fortune. These errors are highly prized by collectors because they're unique, one-of-a-kind pieces that are unlike any other coins. Minting errors can occur for a number of reasons, such as double strikes, misalignments, off-center impressions, or even incorrect designs. For example, imagine you come across a 1975 penny that features a double die error. This means the coin was struck twice with the same die, creating a doubling effect on the details, like the date or the inscriptions. This type of error can make the coin look blurry or have overlapping features. While this may seem like a mistake, it's actually what collectors love, and it makes the coin incredibly valuable. Error coins like these can often fetch much higher prices than standard, flawless coins because of their rarity and uniqueness. It's not just double die errors that can make a 1975 penny special. Off-center strikes are another error that can make a coin much more valuable. An off-center strike happens when the coin is not properly aligned in the press, resulting in an image that's partially missing or misaligned. These kinds of coins are extremely rare, and they are often considered a prized find for collectors. So, if you happen to stumble upon a 1975 penny with any kind of error or flaw, you could be holding on to something truly valuable. But, even without minting errors, a 1975 penny that is in pristine, uncirculated condition is still an appealing find. Many of the coins from this era were used in circulation, so finding one in perfect shape is something that not every collector will come across. It's important to remember that even the smallest details, like the clarity of the inscriptions, the sharpness of Lincoln's profile, and the clarity of the memorial on the reverse side, all contribute to the coin's value. Now, you're probably wondering how much a 1975 penny could actually be worth. Well, here's the big reveal. If you have a 1975 penny in excellent, uncirculated condition, or even better, one with a minting error, you could be looking at a coin worth a whopping $29,000. Yes, that's right, $29,000 for a single 1975 penny. Of course, not every 1975 penny will fetch this kind of price. The value depends largely on the condition of the coin and whether it features any minting errors. But if you happen to find one of these rare, high-quality pennies, you could be in for a windfall. So, how can you tell if your 1975 penny is a valuable one? First, take a close look at the condition of the coin. Is it worn or scratched? If so, it might not be worth much more than its face value. However, if it's in pristine condition, with sharp details and no visible signs of wear, then you may have something special. Also, inspect the coin for any signs of minting errors, such as double die or off-center strikes. If you find something that looks unusual, it could be a rare error coin, which could be worth significantly more. If you think you've found a valuable 1975 penny but aren't sure, it's always a good idea to consult a professional coin dealer or numismatist. They can help you determine if your coin is truly rare and provide you with a more accurate value. In conclusion, while the 1975 penny might seem like just another coin from the 1970s, it has the potential to be worth a lot more than you'd expect. Whether it's in uncirculated condition or features a rare minting error, a 1975 penny could be worth $29,000 or more. So, before you toss that penny into your pocket or spend it at the store, take a moment to check its condition. You never know, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Today, I'm bringing you a rare and exciting discovery that could change the way you look at your spare change. We're talking about the 1973 1-cent coin, a small but mighty penny that could be hiding a lot more value than you ever imagined. If you're someone who enjoys hunting for hidden gems or you're simply curious about what makes certain coins so valuable, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why the 1973 penny is one to watch. Trust me, this one's going to surprise you. Let's start with a little history about the 1973 penny. This coin was minted during a period of transition for the United States. The 1970s were marked by political changes, rising inflation, and an economic environment that was shifting rapidly. At the same time, the U.S. Mint was making key decisions about coin production, including the materials used for pennies. The 1973 penny was made using the familiar copper-plated zinc composition, a staple for the penny for many years. But it's not just the history that makes the 1973 penny interesting, it's the potential for rare finds. As with many coins, the condition is everything when it comes to its value. While most of the 1973 pennies produced were widely circulated and saw their fair share of wear and tear, there's something truly special about finding one that has been well preserved. Over the years, collectors have become increasingly focused on uncirculated coins, and finding a penny from 1973 in pristine, untouched condition is something of a rarity. When you think of a penny, you probably think of something small, unremarkable, and worth only 1 cent. However, a penny in excellent condition can be worth a lot more than its face value, especially if it has been well cared for and stored away from circulation. If you have a 1973 penny that's still in great shape, you might be surprised to learn that it could be worth much more than you think. But it's not just about condition. There's another factor that can significantly increase the value of the 1973 penny: minting errors. Minting errors are imperfections that occur during the production process, and they can be incredibly valuable to collectors. Errors happen when something goes wrong in the coin's design or striking process, and the result is a coin that's different from the standard issue. These kinds of errors are not only unique, but they're also highly sought after by collectors who are looking for rare and unusual pieces to add to their collections. For example, one of the most prized errors is the double die error, which happens when a coin is struck more than once by the die, causing the details on the coin, like the date, inscriptions, or images, to appear doubled. If you happen to find a 1973 penny with this type of error, it could be a game changer. Double die errors are among the most valuable coins on the market, and collectors will pay top dollar for these rare misprints. Another type of error to keep an eye out for is an off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned in the minting press, resulting in a design that is misaligned or incomplete. An off-center 1973 penny can have a strikingly unique look, with part of the design missing or off to the side. These types of coins are often worth more than standard ones, as they are considered mistakes and can be quite rare. It's also important to keep in mind that even small errors or imperfections can dramatically increase a coin's value. A tiny mark or irregularity in the design can make a coin stand out and give it the rarity factor that collectors are constantly searching for. Now, you might be wondering, how much can a 1973 penny really be worth? Here's where things get exciting. While most 1973 pennies you come across might be worth a few cents or $1 at most, a high-quality, uncirculated 1973 penny, or one with a minting error, can be worth far more. In fact, a well-preserved or error coin from 1973 could be worth $33,000. Yes, that's right, $33,000 for a single penny. It may sound unbelievable, but that's the reality in the world of coin collecting. When a penny is found in near-perfect condition, or when it has a rare minting error, its value skyrockets. So, if you've got a 1973 penny lying around in your collection or in an old coin jar, it's definitely worth taking a second look at it. You might just be sitting on a small fortune. But here's the thing, finding a 1973 penny in this kind of condition isn't easy. Most of the pennies produced in 1973 were used in daily transactions, meaning they've likely been worn down and don't have the sharp, crisp details that would make them valuable. That's why finding a mint condition or error coin is such a big deal. When you do find one, you're holding on to something rare and historically significant. If you think you've found a valuable 1973 penny, it's always a good idea to have it professionally appraised by a coin expert or numismatist. They can help you determine if your coin is worth the kind of money we're talking about and give you a more accurate idea of its value. In conclusion, the 1973 penny is more than just pocket change. With its potential for rare minting errors and high collector demand, this small coin can be worth a small fortune if it's in the right condition. Whether it's a perfectly preserved example or one with a minting error, the value of the 1973 penny can be a lot higher than you might expect. So, if you have a 1973 penny in your collection, take a close look. It could be worth $33,000. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of coin collecting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated on all the latest coin discoveries. Who knows? You might just find the next hidden gem in your collection. Happy hunting, and good luck!